Alright, I've got the PLA hot end heating right now, so I gotta remove this filament. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the Z motor back off. Come on. There it is. Same size. It is. It is not. Alright, and there's the old piece. And the new piece. So you can see there is slotted screws here left and right to move it this way, and these screws are the same. These screw holes are the same. So this is just to space it, which should align it this direction. And then the slots are to align it this direction. I'm just going to get these screws started, making sure I keep my hand away from the very hot thing right there. Okay, so far so good. Start these screws.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello, child.
Well, why are you fixing that?
Because it needs to be fixed. Alright. Just got the last screw to snug up. Now what I did here was I lowered the x-axis all the way down to the bottom of its travel on the z-axis. The x carriage here all the way down to the bottom, which then forced this to line up wherever it needed to be between these 2 points, which should in turn make this mostly aligned. And the hot end is heated up, so now it's just a matter of squeezing here and pulling the filament out. Just like that. Go ahead and snip that off for now. Alright, and now this guy drops right on down there. There's that. You should be able to... Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Feed that guy on through. So there is the spacer filament guide deal. Spacer down here, filament guide here. And I made sure not to tighten these too tight. And now I'm missing a wrench. So now it's just a matter of attaching this guy.
But where's her face, Daddy?
What?
Where's her face?
What do you mean, where's her face?
Where's
Her head's right there, buddy.
Oh.
Can't you see it? We need to give her some water.
Yeah.
She must have knocked it over.
Yeah, she knocked her water over.
Yeah. You want to find a water bottle
Yeah.
that has water in it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Alright, so I removed this cover from the end of this cap, or end of this tube here. And now I should be able to slip this guy on. I'm probably going to do it the other way, actually. And to test this out, a shipment arrived. This is Hatchbox PLA from Amazon. And this will hopefully not interfere with the motor. Let's see. I think that'll work. Maybe just a zip tie over here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Not going to interfere too badly. I can just, well, hopefully. Let's see. No. I'm just going to leave this cover off, and then whenever I have to change the spool, I'll just flip it off the back. But I'm happy with that. I've got the spool holder where I'm pretty much happy with it. I've got the Z motor spacer, I've got the filament guide on the extruder. I need to work on the bed leveling. I have an Arduino that's not programmed or that I can use to program for anything. And this machine essentially runs off of an Atmega 2560 chip, which is what is inside of the Arduino 2560. Which means I can use my Arduino software to program this motherboard. That essentially means that I can program this motherboard using my Arduino IDE software. However, I do know that this specific motherboard does not come with a bootloader, which means I cannot update it through the USB port on the front. I can only control the machine with the USB port. Now, I have done some research, and I can use an Arduino as a programmer connected to this motherboard in order to flash a new firmware or even flash a bootloader and then use the USB to flash firmware. And an updated firmware. This is Marlin. I don't know what model of Marlin this is, what it uses, but an updated Marlin firmware will allow me to do what's called mesh bed leveling, which essentially moves the hot end to 9 different points across the bed, and I adjust the Z-axis up and down until the paper barely slides underneath those 9 points, and it will, through software, accommodate for the bow that's in this bed, for the most part at least. So the bed's mostly level, it printed well. Now this is a good point that I could use the mesh bed leveling. So the next video will be updating the software, and then we'll get some more printing videos going. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Stay tuned for the next video.